Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast and now another game from the Korean servers. STC really helping me out here, sending me some replays. Over here we do have Barcode Man number 5 now. Barcode Man spawning as the red Terran at what I will call the 2 or 1 o'clock position. Meanwhile, STC spawning as the blue Terran. So Terran versus Terran here on Cloud Kingdom, and I am looking forward to these games and just casting what it is like to be on the Korean Battle.net servers. Now the games seem to be much faster pace. Also a lot more micro involved in many of the battles as the games are going on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what the strategies are going to be. We are going to see supply depots being placed down by both sides, but interestingly enough, the Terran player already moving out to set up perhaps a proxy barracks, or perhaps he is just going to do some very early scouting. Now, I do question this extremely early scout. We'll have to see whether or not more SCVs will be trained here. Yes, they will. So this is not going to be a proxy. Is it going to be a proxy barracks? Yes, it is going to be a proxy barracks hidden off over here. So this is going to be one lone proxy barracks. Most likely will add a refinery, and then refinery perhaps in order to get marauders. I do think that marauders with concussive shell, proxy marauder concussive shell play is still fairly common, especially against a Terran player who's not expecting it. And the big advantage that marauders have over marines is actually their construction time. Marauders, they do in fact need a tech lab, but they only take 30 seconds to build compared to 25 seconds on a marine. Now, because of that, if you look at the pure numbers, marauders versus a marine, or two marines versus a marauder, you think, oh, okay, that's all right. You know, perhaps the marines can get in a lot of damage. The problem is the amount of time needed in order to build that the additional marine versus that one marauder. There is actually about a 20-second difference, as the SCV of STC doing a brilliant move down and will in fact spot the proxy barracks. All right, this is going to be a huge move coming in now. Are we perhaps going to see a response, as well as STC getting in a little bit of zapping damage on that one particular tech lab? Nothing actually being trained out of this barracks. No, it's going to be a Reaper. All right, so it's going to be proxy Reapers instead of what I expected to be a proxy Marauder. Now, Reapers may be able to jump up here in just a moment. Is the Marine perhaps going to be hiding off over here? There are going to be two Marines, and if we do, in fact, even add a bunker, that would be an absolute huge surprise, as the barracks now adding on a tech lab. Now, the answer to a proxy barracks every time is to get your own barracks with a tech lab and go for Marauders. If your opponent has Marauders, then you can deal with the Marauders as well. Oh, one poor Reaper. Is it going to get shot down? No, down to 2 hit points, and does barely survive, as the Marines are now a little bit split. No Reapers of STC. So STC now countering Reapers with Reapers, fighting fire with fire, and will it in fact be successful? The Reaper now being forced to retreat. The Marines, where are they going to be going now, trying to chase after, as a new Reaper will be trained here in just a moment. Oh, this may be very bad news, as the Reaper is still wandering around. The Marines are now making their way over to the front door. SCVs have constructed a wall here, so 2 Marines going to walk over here as one SCV is trying to run away. There is a Reaper now down here as well. There are D8 charges. Reapers being trained by the red Terran player. Meanwhile, STC now just going into combat shield instead, as the Marines are going to be engaged. No, not take down an SCV. All right, this could be very bad news indeed. What's going to happen? The Reapers are now bringing up the rear. SCV's coming up the ramp, and oh, this could be bad here. Is it going to perhaps be able to take down one of the Reapers? One Reaper does go down, but at the cost of 2 Marines and an SCV. 2 Reapers are now out and moving about. One Marine sitting off here. There is a second orbital command now being upgraded, as we are now going into more and more Marines. More importantly, we are adding that combat shield, which will change the critical hit number from 3 to 4. And from 3 to 4, it's really actually difficult to micro that many Marines, as STC, oh, beautiful micro there, was able to take down 2 Reapers with 1. All right, orbital command now coming in. What's coming off over here? There is a new Reaper now on the move out. These two Reapers are going to engage each other here, and that could be bad news. Oh, yes, there you go. The Reaper did suffer a little bit of damage there, but was able to take out his man. Marines now making their way over to the cliff. We can see a second refinery now coming in. Combat shield about to be added. Only 2 Marines sitting off over here. And if the Reapers try to jump inside the main, that could be a huge, huge problem. Marauder is now coming in. And oh, the Marauder still without concussive shells could cause problems. But now we are now transitioning into starport play. Starport cloak now coming in. So a proxy barracks into cloaked banshees. Very aggressive play here. This is not your typical macro game that you see on the American servers at all. Very aggressive play, and both players responding very well, just laying it down all, and perhaps they will be able to deal in a lot more damage. Now, the problem, we do have an engineering bay, no missile turret as of yet. We are at about the 7 or almost at the 8-minute mark. Are the Marauders and the Marines actually looking to deal a lot of damage here? A new command center is being built by the Red Terran player as well over here at the 3 o'clock position of the base. That will be his 3rd orbital command, as now Banshees are in the air and the Marines actually engaging that Banshee, but that Banshee with some fancy flying actually able to deal a lot of damage to those Marines. All right, the Marines do in fact have combat shield though, so that is going to make it a little bit more difficult as the Marines and the Marauders now try to push their way in. Marauders going after this one particular supply depot. Looks like the supply depot will end up burning down, and I guess he pretty much figured that, you know what, I might as well come inside here and perhaps deal some sort of damage, because I'm not going to be able to do much of anything, especially with a faster Banshee chasing after me. All right, more Marines now looking to come in. Oh, there's a beautiful cloak at 2 hit points. And wow, the Red Terran player really lucking out there. All right, let's take a look at what's going to be happening next. Missile turrets are being placed down. A Raven now being added by the Red Terran player. Looking very, very strong. We are going into a reactor with a starport. Very defensive play. This is going to be Terran Bio with Marines and Marauders, perhaps. No, just training 5 Marines and now also adding Stim. Banshee now coming in along the far side. That Banshee is full on hit points. There is 1 missile turret here, and the Marines, oh, are they going to jump inside? And yes, they are going to in fact jump inside there. This one particular Banshee has to be very careful, but there is in fact a missile turret ready to meet and greet. Marines now trying to engage off over here. The Banshee about to fly into a missile turret. That is not going to be good news. Takes a bit of damage, but is able to fly away. Marines now trying to engage, able to take down 1 SCV, 2 SCVs, now perhaps going to try to take down some Hellions as well, able to do exactly that, as a Raven has now been spotted. Oh, the Marine was actually able to take down an additional Hellion there, as 2 Hellions and a Reaper decide to fall asleep. All right, Marines now going to be making their way over. There is still a Raven on the move. Not exactly sure why that Raven is traveling anywhere across the map. It's in a very, very precarious situation, caught in the middle of the field, and Ravens, you got to remember, move very slowly, and this loss could be huge. It in fact is 300 resources lost without anything to show for it. All right, Hellions and Reapers now working together here. We also see Marines now perhaps doing a move around. Medevacs are on the move. Medevacs level 1 weapons upgrades, double Medevacs indeed. And what is going to be happening next as the Hellions actually dealing a fair amount of damage, getting all of these Marines who were lined up together. All right, this 3rd orbital command is training up some SCVs, could drop in some mules. Still 1 Banshee hiding off over here, not doing much, as we now see the Hellions. Oh, a beautiful line torch, as the Marines getting into a very, very bad and sticky situation. Let's take a look at the losses. Very even so far. Harvester count is in favor of STC, meaning that he has the stronger economy without a doubt. Will the Marines perhaps be able to actually shoot down that Banshee? No, it does not look like it, as we are now going into siege tanks with siege tech. Hellions now trying to do a little bit of damage here. There is the scanner sweep revealing that one particular Banshee out of the air. Now the Marines are going to try to engage. Hellions going to engage through, able to get off a nice round of fire there. 1 Marauder coming in, and I believe this is going to be it, the tipping point. This siege tank and this handful of Marines is going to be the hair that broke, straw that broke the camel's back there, as this very, very small tactical force is going to be able to deal a lot of damage. The Hellions now going up against the siege tank. instead of going up against the other units. One SCV in the group as well. Perhaps if it's on auto repair, could come in, and there is the WG. Or I do expect it to mean GG here. Cloud Kingdom, very, very impressive play coming in from STC, responding and reacting, and all of that off of one SCV, which came in from a strange scouting path, and because of that, STC was able to respond and not get caught off guard. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this game here on Cloud Kingdom.